There comes a moment in every believer's journey when waiting becomes wearisome. You've prayed, you've fasted, you've obeyed, and still the breakthrough feels delayed. But what if the delay is not denial? What if you're on the edge of the blessing God has been preparing all along? God often speaks in subtle signs before the manifestation arrives. It's not always thunder or fire. Sometimes it's a quiet shift in your spirit or a new awareness in your surroundings. Understanding these signs can give you the strength to hold on just a little longer. The promise hasn't changed. God is still faithful. The season of waiting may have felt like a wilderness, but it was actually preparation ground. The signs are beginning to appear, and if you're sensitive, you'll recognize them. These signs are God's way of whispering, "Get ready." Your long-awaited blessing is closer than you think. The first sign God is releasing your blessing is a deep, unshakable inner peace, even when your circumstances haven't changed. This peace isn't logical or explainable. It surpasses understanding because it's not coming from your situation, but directly from the Spirit of God. This peace often comes after seasons of turmoil, when you've exhausted all efforts and finally surrendered it all to Him. It's the kind of peace that allows you to smile in storms, rest amid uncertainty, and trust without seeing the full picture. You're no longer anxious, not because everything is perfect, but because you know God is in control. That inner peace is God's way of saying, "I've got this." It's a holy assurance that what you've been waiting for is already in motion. When peace replaces panic and trust silences doubt, know that heaven is aligning things in your favor. You're walking into answered prayers with calm confidence. Another unmistakable sign is the sudden closure of old doors. Opportunities, relationships, or routines that once brought comfort are no longer available. At first, this can feel like rejection or loss, but often it's divine redirection. God closes doors not to punish, but to protect and prepare. Ananosa, Adine. Satan, when he's about to release a new blessing, he removes what's incompatible with the next level. That sudden shift, that unexpected ending, could actually be the beginning of something far greater. You might not understand why certain things ended, but in hindsight, you'll see that they had to. If the door hadn't shut, you would have settled. This stripping away makes room for the new thing God wants to do. Don't fight the closures. Thank God for them. It's not a breakdown, it's a breakthrough. What you thought you lost is just making space for what you truly need. Pay attention. Every ending is hinting at a divine beginning. A third powerful sign is the increase of spiritual attacks or resistance just before your breakthrough. The enemy intensifies pressure when he knows you're close to something great, when hell seems to break loose, when delays, discouragement, and doubts come all at once. It's often a clue that your blessing is on the other side. Satan fights what he fears. If you're feeling resistance from every angle, don't give up. Press in, pray harder, praise louder. That pressure isn't proof of God's absence. It's evidence of your proximity to purpose. The storm is loudest right before it breaks. The warfare is fiercest right before the victory. God is allowing this resistance not to crush you, but to strengthen you for what's coming. He wouldn't let the battle rage unless the blessing was worth it. Stay armored, stay grounded, and know this. If the opposition is great, the reward will be greater. Once you begin seeing these signs, it's vital not to grow complacent. This is the time to stay vigilant, grateful, and expectant. Don't let comfort cause you to loosen your grip. God responds to faith. An active expectation is a demonstration of your trust in Him. Keep praying over what you've been believing for. Thank Him in advance, even before you see the results. Speak life over your situation. Sometimes your words will go ahead of your blessing and clear the way. Keep surrounding yourself with believers who fuel your faith, not your fear. This is not the time to doubt. This is the time to declare. Your actions in this in-between moment matter. Will you wait with worship or with worry? The choice will shape your experience. If you act like you believe the blessing is near, you'll be ready to receive it fully when it arrives. One of the most overlooked signs that your blessing is near is when God starts using you to bless others in the very area you've been praying for. You may be waiting for financial breakthrough, and suddenly you're moved to help someone else in need. You might be waiting for healing, and God calls you to pray for the healing of someone else. This is not coincidence. It's confirmation. God often gives us a glimpse of what's coming through the lives we touch. When He begins using your pain to minister to others, it's a sign that your own healing is being finalized. Your blessing is not just for you, it's meant to flow through you. God trains you to carry it by letting you serve others first. When you begin to see your testimony taking shape in someone else's life, rejoice. It means your own breakthrough is closer than you imagined. Another sign is divine acceleration. What once took years suddenly happens in days. Conversations align, doors open, opportunities come unexpectedly, and everything seems to move with supernatural speed. When God is ready to bless you, He doesn't need man's permission or time frames. He can restore in moments what was lost over years. Acceleration is a hallmark of divine favor. Here dino vion stationary. What looked delayed is actually right on time. Don't be surprised if things start happening quickly, even overwhelming you with abundance. This is what you've prayed for. Don't let fear of the unfamiliar keep you from stepping into it. God is not in a rush, but He is precise. When the time is right, He makes it happen swiftly. If everything around you starts shifting quickly and aligning effortlessly, pay attention. You're not lucky, you're blessed. The long-awaited promise is no longer delayed. Divine speed is now guiding your steps. Have you noticed people affirming your growth, even if you still feel stuck? Sometimes the world sees the fruit before you do. When others begin confirming what God is doing in your life, that's a sign the blessing is maturing. Words of affirmation, prophetic confirmations, or even encouragement from unlikely places could be God's way of letting you know He sees you. These outside voices act as spiritual echoes of God's internal work. You may feel unseen or unqualified, but God is showing others your elevation before it's public. Take those affirmations seriously. They are hints of heaven, confirmations that your time is near. Don't let insecurity mute the message. If God is using people to encourage you consistently, it's not random, it's intentional. Lean into it. Let it build your confidence. Your blessing is not only on the way, it's already showing up through the voices that recognize God's hand on you. Another sign is the renewed energy or clarity you suddenly feel about something you once gave up on. Perhaps you laid a dream down, tired of trying, but now that dream is stirring again. That's not just nostalgia, it's divine revival. God breathes life back into what felt buried when the time is right. If you feel renewed focus, creative ideas, or unexplainable motivation to act on something again, consider it a signal. God often awakens dormant callings when He's about to bring them to life. That fresh desire, that tug in your heart to try once more, is not by chance. The blessing is being resurrected. What was dormant is coming alive. This is the season to act in faith, not fear. God wouldn't stir your spirit without reason. Your renewed interest is divine preparation. He's giving you back your dream because this time, it's going to flourish. You may also notice that distractions and temptations begin to intensify. This may seem like the opposite of a blessing, but it's actually a test before the reward. When God is about to release something major, the enemy tries one last time to derail you. You may feel unusually tempted to go backward or compromise on values you once held firm. Stay alert. The closer you get to your blessing, the more the enemy tries to distract you with counterfeit promises. 8. Saints. This is not the time to settle. Recognize that these distractions are not random. They are targeted. You are a threat. The pressure to compromise is strongest before the breakthrough. But if you stay faithful, the blessing will find you with your integrity intact. God is not just giving you what you asked for. He's preparing you to hold it with character. Resist the temptation and walk into your promise hole. One final sign is a renewed hunger for God's presence. You begin craving prayer, worship, and time in His Word more than usual. This isn't forced, it's a divine pull. Your spirit knows that something is coming, and it's drawing near to its source. This hunger is often birthed from desperation turned into dependence. Instead of running to people or distractions, you find yourself seeking God more deeply. That intimacy is not just preparation. It's part of the blessing itself. God always releases His presence before He releases provision. If you feel yourself waking up early to pray, yearning for worship, or finding peace in solitude with God, don't ignore it. It's a sacred signal. So, Juju. War. He's drawing near to you as He delivers what you've been waiting for. The blessing is not just what's coming. It's also the nearness of God Himself. And there's no greater gift than that closeness. In conclusion, these signs, inner peace, closed doors, spiritual resistance, divine acceleration, revived dreams, and increased hunger, are not coincidences. They are divine indicators that heaven is moving on your behalf. The God who sees in secret is now preparing to reward you openly. Don't let the weight blur your vision. The signs are all around you. Trust what you're sensing in your spirit. Speak life. Stay in alignment. Guard your heart and posture yourself with expectation. The blessing you've been praying for isn't just a possibility. It's in progress. You may not see every detail yet, but the signs are whispering that it's near. Keep moving forward with faith. The delay was not denial. It was divine development. God was preparing the blessing for you and preparing you for the blessing. And now, in His perfect timing, the release is beginning. Get ready. Your long-awaited blessing is coming into view. Your wait was never wasted. God is faithful, and your blessing is not just on the way. It's already unfolding. Now walk into it.